What's up everyone, KitaSean here. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the upcoming chapter for FGOJP Lost Belt Chapter 3. So I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but there will be a live stream on November 27th Japan time where they will be officially announcing the release of Lost Belt Chapter 3. Very excited about this because, as you guys probably already know, I'm a huge fan of the Lost Belt storyline. I just cannot wait what happens in Lost Belt Chapter 3, and plus that cliffhanger at the end of Chapter 2 was just insane. Like, it surprised all of us. So there will be some spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would advise you guys to leave and just watch something else or do something else, because I will be talking about the cliffhanger a little bit, and the stuff that I'm going to be predicting might be potential spoilers. So again, if you don't want to be spoiled, you have been warned. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Lost Belt Chapter 3. So like every other Lost Belt chapter that we had so far, and probably in the upcoming chapters as well, we are going to go ahead and fight against another cryptor, and the cryptor for this upcoming chapter is going to be Akuta Hinako. So we don't know too much about Akuta Hinako, but we do know that she was part of the A-team, she was frozen in her coffin, and not only that, this is actually really important, she was supposed to summon the Rider class. So as you guys probably already know, we had some trailers for some upcoming servants for Lost Belt, and one of those trailers revealed a Rider class servant. So I'm assuming that this Rider servant is going to be her servant. So who is this Rider servant? Now, your guess is as good as mine. I'm not too familiar with a lot of Chinese warriors, but I do believe that this is a Chinese servant, and I think he's part of the Qin Dynasty. Like, he was in the history of the Qin Dynasty, and the reason why I say that is because the story setting for this upcoming chapter for Lost Belt Chapter 3 is in China, and the timeline is 210 BC, meaning that it is the Qin Dynasty, or towards the end of the Qin Dynasty. So I think this guy, this servant, this Rider servant, is part of the Terracotta Cavalry Warriors. Now, I'm not too familiar with them, but I do know that they were a famous cavalry unit in the Qin Dynasty. So this guy might be part of that that platoon, who knows. But if you guys know anything about the Terracotta Cavalry Warriors, please do comment down below, because I've been looking into it and I can't really find any famous names from it. So if you guys know anything, comment down below and tell me. But I do believe that this servant, this Rider, is going to be a Chinese servant, and he's from the Qin Dynasty. Now let's go ahead and talk about Lost Belt Saber, and we actually have some pretty big hints for this Saber, the true name of this Saber. And I looked it up, I talked with some friends that are Fate fans, and they know a little bit about Chinese history, and some of you guys actually directly messaged me on social media saying that, hey, this Saber might be this person. So I think that this Saber might be Gao Chenggong. I apologize if I'm butchering that, but the easiest way to say his name is Gao Su, and Gao Su is known to be a beautiful looking man that looked like a woman, and the reason why he wore a mask on the battlefield is to put fear in his enemies. So this servant here has all that. Like, he looks like a Bishonen character, he wears a mask, and he's a Saber. So I think this is Gao Su, I really do. Everyone thought that this is going to be an enemy servant. I don't think so. I think Hinako will summon that Rider servant that we talked about earlier, and I think this Saber is going to be a servant that's on our side, like Napoleon. So I think we can expect this Saber to be the first raid up gacha. Like, I think there's going to be a two-part gacha, and I believe that this Saber will be in that part 1 gacha and the Rider in the part 2 gacha. Who knows, it might be different, but yeah, I think this is Gao Su. What do you guys think? Gao Su, or maybe someone else? Comment down below and tell me. So with Lost Belt Chapter 3 being set in BC 210, I do believe that this is during the Qin Dynasty. And of course, talking about the Qin Dynasty, you have to talk about Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of Qin, as well as the first emperor of a unified China. I believe he will play a big part in this upcoming chapter, because we have hints. China, the setting is in BC 210, towards the end of the Qin Dynasty. So yeah, I think Qin Shi Huang will play a huge part in this story, and possibly the main villain of the chapter, like Ivan the Terrible, but who knows. But I do believe Qin Shi Huang will play a huge role in this chapter. And if you're going to talk about Qin Shi Huang, then you cannot remove Jin K from the conversation, because Jin K played a huge part in history when it comes to Qin Shi Huang. And the reason why I say that is because Jinkei was the first person to attempt an assassination attempt on Qin Shi Huang. So Jinkei attempted an assassination on the king, unfortunately failed, was killed on the spot. Jinkei also had a partner named Qin Wu Yang, which I believe was killed on the spot as well. So I think we'll see Qin Wu Yang in the story, or a name mentioned. And I also think that we're going to get a mention of Gao Jin Li, or Jin Li, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think we'll get a mention of him as well, because Gao Jin Li also attempted an assassination on the king and failed. And the reason why I say that is because Gao Jin Li was a friend of Jinkei and he wanted to avenge his death. So I think we'll see those two names in the story, or at least a mention of some kind. But yeah, I think Jinkei will play a huge role in this upcoming chapter. So we have other Chinese servants like Li Shuwen, Nata, we also have Lu Bu, we also have Zhu Liang, Waver. So there is a possibility that these servants will play some role in the upcoming chapter because the setting is in China, but we can also get some totally random servant that has nothing to do with China and just helping us out, who knows. But I do believe that the names that I mentioned will be in this upcoming chapter. But let's go ahead and talk about that cliffhanger now, because this is what I really want to talk about. So the cliffhanger of Lost Belt chapter 2 was insane. No one saw this coming. It came out of left field. I have goosebumps right now just talking about it. But the name Shion Erutonamu Sokaris appeared in the cliffhanger of Lost Belt chapter 2, and unfortunately we didn't get a design of the character, but that name just, oh my god, it shocked us so much. Because for those who don't know Shion, she is a character from the Tsukihime series, or I guess most known for the Melty Blood series, because you get to use her as a playable fighting game character. But Shion is officially in the main story of FGO, which surprises me so much because she is a character from a different universe. Like, she's not really in the Fate universe, and to see that Shion is in the story of FGO just is unbelievable, because I really thought that if they're going to bring this character in this game, it has to be a Melty Blood collab of some kind. So to see that Shion Erutonam Sokaris is in the game, they're using her real name, by the way, because her name that we all know her from Melty Blood is Shion Erutonam Atorashia. So to be using her real name, things are going to go down. So I believe because of Shion is in this game, or is mentioned in the last parts of Lost Belt chapter 2, we will for sure get her in Lost Belt chapter 3. We'll finally get a reveal of her design. Now, is she going to be a gacha servant, a playable servant? Who knows? We don't know. But definitely she is a character in FGO, and I think we can definitely expect a Melty Blood collab of some kind next year, or next year. But I'm expecting a Melty Blood collab to come pretty soon now because of this. So with Shion in the game, I think we can expect some other Tsukihime characters to be in the story of FGO. I think we can expect Rize Baifei, the original Shielder, to be in this game. When I mean by original Shielder, she's like the first Type Moon character to wield the shield and fight. I mean, play Melty Blood if you don't understand what I'm talking about. But I also think that Warukiya, Knight of Warukyure, is also going to be in this game as well. So I don't know, this literally opens up a lot of stuff that they can throw in this game now, in the story now. So I'm just really excited that Shion is in the game, because she was actually my main character in Melty Blood when I was playing. So I'm super happy, and I cannot wait to see her design for this game. And I hope she's a playable servant soon, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure that she's going to be a playable servant once they throw in a Melty Blood collab of some kind. So I'm excited. I'm really happy that they brought her in, and I just cannot wait for Shion to make an appearance in Lost Belt Chapter 3. So that was my prediction for Lost Belt Chapter 3. Again, this is just a prediction, so there is a possibility that all of this may not be true. But I just cannot wait for Lost Belt Chapter 3. I'm excited for it. I just want to know what comes next. And with Shion coming in, I just cannot wait to see her as well. And I'm really hoping for a Melty Blood collab next year. So Delightworks, I'm looking forward to that. I am willing to spend money on that collab. But again, comment down below and tell me your guys' predictions. What do you guys think of the upcoming chapter? What do you think about the true names of the two Lost Belt servants? And are you guys excited to see a Melty Blood collab if it comes? Comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters!